So, we all know about Five Nights at Freddy's. We know about it. They are even supposedly in the process of doing a live action Five Nights at Freddy's, and that the production's starting soon after years of wondering whether it's been canceled or not. So far, it's in the works. So, as we're waiting for the works, a movie called Willy's Wonderland comes to play. And it seems to have the same concept as Five Nights at Freddy's. The only thing that I'm having trouble understanding is that, okay, what's the difference between Five Nights at Freddy's? Well, upon doing more research, it says, okay, we have Nicolas Cage who plays the character of the janitor. All right, so what's he doing at a job at a place called Willy's Wonderland? I mean, something he's got to be there for a reason. It's like back in 1960s, a screenplay writer had produced the idea of phone booth, and although Alfred Hitchcock liked the idea, they couldn't figure out what would keep the main character in the phone booth. It wasn't until about 30 years later when a sniper was introduced to the idea. They did the script within a month, and about 12 years later, Phone Booth was born, in which it starred Colin Farrell and Kiefer Sutherland and Forest Whitaker. The main character, Stu, is stuck in the phone booth because Kiefer Sutherland's character, the sniper, is holding him hostage. Cool. Great concept. So, why is Nicolas Cage's character working at Willy World? Car repairs. Awesome. He makes a deal with the mayor or whomever. He cleans the Willy Worlds and, well, Willy's World, Willy's Wonderland, cleans that, and he gets his repairs paid full and full. Cool. Awesome. Now we know why the character's there. So I'm watching this trailer, and as I'm watching this trailer, it's really bad. I am right off the bat getting the Banana Splits vibe, which was based off a TV show back in the 60s. And I have this pet peeve in mind, whereas, why are you going to take a show and then rear it on its ugly head? There's a reason why that show was executed the way it was. It was for kids, not a horror film, but then again, to each their own. So I'm watching this trailer and it's bad. Real bad. So I'm like, okay, well, sometimes trailers can't give the whole concept away, you know. At the same time, Nicolas Cage's character is there for repairs, but he's there as a sacrifice, and there's people trying to burn it down, and it becomes a whole fight for survival. Okay. Sacrifice? What is this? Some sort of ritual? Alright. And then I didn't see the movie. Thought it was interesting and I was going to. Until a clip of the janitor fighting Ozzy the animatronic, which is the ostrich. So I'm watching this and I'm like thinking, that's not an animatronic, that is freaking CGI. The animatronics in Terminator 3 had more heart, had more realism than this character. So the ostrich Ozzy goes up to Nicolas Cage's character and he starts to hit him with the broom, trying to get him to move. Obviously, Ozzy doesn't like that, so he goes into attack. And Nicolas Cage's character, the janitor, goes at him and starts wearing on him. Where it is so bad, I'm like, what the heck? And at the end, as he's beating the crap out of this ostrich, he's like going Sangoku and One Punch Man with the light and everything. I was going Saint Saiyan. I'm like, seriously, this is so bad. I was embarrassed. I mean, it's like, why? Like, oh, you spent thousands upon thousands of dollars, possibly millions of dollars, just to make a really bad movie with CGI. I mean, you had me at him. Okay, he's there to use the. He's there to clean up the place to repair them. Cool, great. What do the animatronics look like? Is this a Five Nights at Freddy's film or something with the same concept? You know? And Nicolas Cage, cool, he's a badass actor. He's done Drive Angry. He's done a whole bunch of other films. Let's see how he does with this film. And they made him look like, oh god. He is such a brilliant actor. He's played in National Treasure. He's played in The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Such a good actor, and yet he's doing all these films, these really bad films. I can only imagine that when an actor reads the script, they know what they're doing. Okay, on that day, they know what scene they're using. They know what lines they have to say. Basically, they don't know how the movie's going to be executed at the end of the day. And it makes me wonder, all right, are these actors knowing fully whether the movie is bad? Are they doing it anyways, hoping to make something of it, make the best out of it? Or are they going through some personal, possibly financial issues? And if that's the case, okay, that's them. Like anyone, we gotta eat. We gotta have money to pay the bills. We gotta do what we gotta do. But it's just seriously, it was so bad. The way. It's like, when you have those movies that are so bad it's good, and then you have the other movies that it is so bad, do not waste your time. It is so bad that clearly it's like, y'all could have done better. What is this? You guys could have done something. If you didn't have the time, didn't have the resources or the money to make this project happen, then you should not have been doing it. At least that's my opinion. I mean, saw a couple of clips, saw the trailer, and quite frankly, I'm very disappointed. Because when a film is executed, it makes the actors look bad. And then again, it's not their fault. You can't judge the actors. Maybe they were told one thing, and then when it's executed, that happens. But I don't know. To me, it's just one of those things where it's like, not okay. I mean, okay, to each their own. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people liked it because it was bad, and some people didn't like it, period. Me, I have not watched the whole movie. Quite frankly, I don't really care for it because as I'm watching the trailer and everything, I mean, to be a badass 24/7, I mean, eventually it gets tiring. At the same time, it just looks like Nick's character is just like, let me just get this over with because I have a place to go. My car broke down. I need the repairs. Go from there. But then again, even though the fight for survival has to be number one, I don't know. Like I said, I don't like the way the movie was executed, and I don't like how the character was. I really don't like the effects. I mean, come on. Like I said, if you're gonna do something like this, then do. It just reminded me way too much of the Banana Splits movie. I'm sorry. If you're gonna do something animatronics, do something like Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park used a lot of animatronics. Look at Terminator. Terminator used a lot of animatronics too. Even what was it? The Dark Crystal. The Dark Crystal used both animatronics and puppeteering. I mean, if you're gonna do something with that in that scale, then you gotta do your research. And if there's not enough money to do so, then either I'm all for of using what you got, but at the same time, don't make it look like that's what you got. That's all you had. Don't make it look like that. As a filmmaker myself, there was a lot of things that I didn't have. I didn't have the proper lighting, but then again, let me make it doable to a point where it looks like, okay, that's how it's supposed to be. Or, I don't have the best camera equipment and I don't have the best video software, but let me take tricks and tips and use it to my advantage to make it look like, okay, that's how it's supposed to look like. That's why it looks like that. There's a reason for it. It doesn't look winged. I mean, even though the production was winged, it doesn't look so winged. It looks crisp. It looks professional. It looks like, okay, that's organized. Okay. Yeah, okay, I can see why it went that way. All right, you got me. You got my attention. But this movie doesn't look like it. It just looks like, I mean, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, I'm not saying that the crew members and the director did a bad job. However, it just doesn't look like it should have been done that way. It just doesn't look like, okay, there's a reason for it, why it was done like that. Okay, cool. That looks like a mistake, but it looks natural. It didn't look natural, especially the effects of the animatronics. They could have done better. That's my opinion. I know a lot of people would disagree, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's entitled to agree or disagree. And it's one of those moments where you gotta agree to disagree. I don't like the way the movie was executed, especially with the effects that were used. I really do not like it. It just looks like one of those really bad indie films that just weren't good. That's all I gotta say. I've seen a lot of indie films that were good, and I've seen a lot of indie films that are bad. And this is one of them. So, that's what I gotta say.